A musket? Is this a first-person shooter or an MMO? Why not both? I'm Shaylin Cotton, here with TheGamer to show you the ins and outs of the musket in New World. Unlike other MMORPGs, New World stands out as taking place in a fantastical alternate version of history, right around the 17th century. And since we're in the 1600s, that means guns are on the table, baby. Not only is the musket a hit scan weapon, it has crowd control and debuff abilities, making it useful for PvP or group combat in PvE. Let's take a look at what weapons complement the musket best. You'll never feel more like a pirate than when you're armed with a rapier and musket. This build allows you to go full-on Pirates of the Caribbean, picking off enemies long range, then slicing them to ribbons when they draw too close. For your musket, you should learn Shooter's Stance, Powder Burn, and Traps. The strategy here is to open up with Shooter's Stance at long range to pop off a chunk of damage. Then lay a trap, and while they are halted, shoot a Powder Burn to start a ticking damage debuff. As for passives, put your mastery in Backdraft, Chronic Trauma, Trap Damage, and Scent of Blood. The rapier excels in dishing out damage once your enemies close the distance. Pick up Tondo, Riposte, and Evade for your rapier abilities. The best passives for this combo are Thirst for Blood, Proper Spacing, Insult to Injury, Lasting Consequence, Allegro, and Crescendo. Like any good fencer, you're going to want to be light on your toes. Opt for Dexterity when you spend your attribute points, and equip Medium Armor to nail a perfect balance between speed and defense. On guard! Nothing to see here, just a wizard with a gun. As if a musket weren't already intimidating enough, pairing it with a fire staff truly knocks the socks off of your enemies. For this build, you are going to want to learn Sticky Bomb, Powder Burn, and Traps for your musket. Some good passives to pick up for the musket here are Unflinching Walk, Sticky Slow, Backdraft, Chronic Trauma, Trap Damage, and Scent of Blood. You can't go wrong choosing Pillar of Fire, Fireball, and Burnout to master with your fire staff. Matching these abilities with the musket is simply brutal. Lay a trap for your unsuspecting victim, draw their aggro at the Powder Burn shot, and once they're stuck, hit them with a Sticky Bomb followed by a Pillar of Fire or a Fireball.
And here we go.
For tougher enemies, the Fire Staff's Burnout ability really helps to reposition in a pinch. As for passives, we recommend First Strike, Arson's Advantage, Scorched Earth, Catch, All In, and Heat It Up. The attribute to lean into for this build is mainly Intelligence, particularly for the Fire Staff. Light armor is the better option over medium or heavy, since the musket and fire staff really require distance to be effective. It's everyone's favorite tiny axe, the Hatchet. This weapon's whopping close-range damage output, when added to the power of the musket, makes for one of the most reliable builds in New World. Just like the musket and rapier build, Shooter's Stance, Powder Burn, and Traps are excellent abilities to rely on. But for passives, we recommend mastering Shoot More, Marksman, Backdraft, Chronic Trauma, Trap Damage, and Scent of Blood. Opening with Shooter's Stance, then following up with Powder Burn once your enemy is trapped is the most dependable strategy. For the Hatchet, use Berserk, Barrel Rush, and Raging Torrent. At close range, Berserk gives you extra speed and damage, and with the Berserking Refresh passive, it also gives you health regen while active. Other passives to learn for the Hatchet include On the Hunt, Uninterruptible Berserk, Dispatch, Crippling Strikes, Aggressive Approach, and Final Blow. You should be prepared to take some hits with this build, making medium armor the appropriate choice. As for attributes, we recommend investing in strength and dexterity, as the Hatchet will benefit from both. With all that in mind, you're ready to start popping headshots in New World. For more tips, tricks, and guides on everything New World, be sure to check out TheGamer.com. We'll be seeing you in the next video.